Hello, everybody. It is Jordan Yates, and today I'm here with Noah Dixon to talk about Automotive USA 2023. Noah, say hello to everybody.
Hi everyone.
Noah, for anybody that is just hearing about Automotive USA 2023 for the first time, can you briefly describe what the event is and what it's going to be about?
Yeah, absolutely. Automotive USA is Reuters' flagship event hosted in the US, and it's the most senior gathering of automotive executives with a 100% OEM-driven agenda. So it's entirely based on the most pressing challenges that the industry is facing in one of its most turbulent times. I suppose it's different to many other automotive events in that it's very much like thought leadership driven. Our speaker lineup is very senior. You'll hear directly from the most senior executives that are making, the most crucial decisions for the world's leading OEMs. We're running 3 tracks this year, so we've run 2 previously, but this year we're running a automotive technology stage, an electrification stage, and a manufacturing and supply chain stage. And the event itself will be hosted on the 8th and 9th of November this year at Huntington Place in Detroit.
That is very exciting, and it's coming up soon. So guys, if you're watching this, it is time to take some action.
Absolutely.
Yes. So there are some big names that are going to be at this event, some large manufacturers, key industry players. Can you enlighten us a little bit about who's going to be there and who we should be looking out for?
Sure. So I suppose specific to our manufacturing supply chain stage, I'm aware that your audience is sort of more centered around that area of the industry. We've got very senior speakers from an array of OEMs, ranging from, your sort of legacy automakers, your Stellantis, Ford, Toyota, all the way through to the startup organizations, so Rivian, BYD, Karma. And we kind of believe that hearing the approaches of automakers sort of across the entire board it's a necessity. It's not, it should be expected. You can kind of hear that different solutions being provided by different organizations, and the different angles that they're using to approach the biggest challenges that the industry is throwing at them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me personally, my day job, I research a lot of the electric side and I get really into the nitty gritty there. And it's crazy how many of the traditional car manufacturers are stepping into electric and going with all the other industry changes. So I'm excited to see across the board, like you said, everyone who's going to be there, what they're going to be talking about. I think that's going to be very exciting. As the industry is undergoing all these changes, can you highlight some of the trends that are going to be kind of talked about during this event?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we're kind of splitting the conference into 3 stages. So in the morning, we'll have our keynote sessions, and this will be sort of a much more industry-wide discussion, very, very senior representation on the speaker front, your C-suite level, your sort of senior vice president level. And that's a much more sort of industry-wide perspective, some of the sort of bigger things overall that are affecting the industry. So electrification, sort of connected experience with the user. And then in the afternoon, we sort of go to the more granular level into those 3 different stages that I've mentioned. So the technology stage will focus on things like leveraging digitalization within the automotive industry, enhancing user experience, the growing importance of cybersecurity.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's definitely something that, as everything is getting data focused, that's definitely sort of something that needs to be heavily considered. And then for our electrification stage, it's sort of more of a focus on EV charging technologies, EV battery technologies, scaling up charging infrastructure, making EVs more affordable for US consumers, and then a lot of conversation around sort of sustainability and decarbonisation in general. And then our manufacturing supply chain stage, that's sort of more focused around advanced manufacturing, how data is transforming vehicle manufacturing, the use of Industry 4.0 technology, so IoT, cloud and computing, machine learning, AI, things like that. And then we sort of have a slightly more supply chain focused part of the stage, so that's kind of how OEMs can sort of take matters into their own hands when it comes to supply chains, so through partnerships and acquisitions, managing suppliers through this, crazy EV revolution. Obviously, you sort of kind of even getting them to work with each other. So it's just for overall benefit for everyone. So that's just a small highlight.
It sounds like some great collaboration. You kind of touched on it a little bit already, but I mean, I think here in the US and everywhere else, there's been a large push for EVs via the government and regulations there. As these pivotal shifts are happening, how are you guys going to address that side? Is that going to be a discussion, or is it going to be more like we're discussing the aftermath and the effects of these regulations?
Well, we're going to have people, policymakers there on stage speaking. So we think that that's, extremely important to have these policymakers on stage, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are forcing the hand of the OEMs. So we need to hear directly from them. We've got people from the Office of Mobility of Innovation at the City of Detroit to talk about the evolution of automotive technology to enhance in-vehicle experience. We've got representation from the Michigan Infrastructure Office to speak about EV charging scale up. We have an interview with the president of the UAW, the United Auto Workers Union, which is obviously in the news at the moment. So I'm sure that's going to be a really interesting conversation. What's going on at the moment is it's probably going to be rumbling on for some time. So it's going to be absolutely fascinating to hear what he's got to say. And we're hoping to get the US Secretary of Energy join us as a speaker as well.
That would be so cool. I've never been to an industry event that has policymakers there, but I feel like the fact that this has been such a big thing in the news and just going on in the industry, I think it's so unique that you are having policymakers at an industry event. That is amazing. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it. And I think that's kind of impressive that you guys had the forethought to put that together.
I mean, it stems from, we do quite a fair few hours of research where we literally we get on calls with key people in the industry, and that that's really important, because that's where we get this 100% OEM driven agenda from. And that's the feedback that we had, is we need these people in the room. We need to be talking with them, because they're the ones that are making the decisions.
How can the companies that are coming be prepared? Is there any research they should do ahead of time to feel prepared to be involved in these conversations?
Well, I mean, everything's accessible on our event website. You can find the agenda, you can find the speaker lineup, you can find sponsors. So I would probably go in with a mindset of, knowing which sessions you want to attend. If there's a group of you, maybe you can kind of spread across the agenda as a whole. And also the networking aspect is definitely something that probably needs to be considered before you go. I mean, we'll launch a sort of networking app in the lead up to the event, which will give a sort of full report of who's attending, and it gives you an opportunity to schedule meetings with people via the app. So that's definitely something that should be utilized.
That's wonderful. That just answers my last question that I was going to ask, how we can be prepared to network. But I guess the app is coming soon. Any ETA on when that will be here?
So that should be headed up sort of in the couple of weeks before the conference. But those that sign up, you'll be in the loop.
Amazing. So I guess we'll just have to post it out again and let you guys know when the app is there and ready. But in the meantime, they can check out your website, do some research that way, and just get excited and start booking tickets.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, Noah, thank you so much. I'm excited for everybody that will be attending. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Yeah, so what are you excited for the most about this event?
For this event, I think because it's so it's sort of led by industry decision makers, and it's sort of business critical insights and information on stage with multiple OEMs with different mindsets and different approaches to the most difficult challenges. I'm really excited to see how they can interact, how they can maybe sort of settle on decisions that are going to be better for the industry as a whole. And you're going to see it with your own eyes. If you're there, you can see it with your own eyes, and you can take that information with you, and let's make the industry a better place for everyone.
Yeah, it sounds like there will be some historic moments happening, and you guys will not want to miss out. So I'm going to put all the details on how to sign up in the description of this video. So if anyone is super excited and wants to go, you can have all the information to do that. So Noah, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see who goes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.